The tile was still wet when my phone vibrated in my pocket. I remember because I was on my knees, scrubbing a brown ring that wouldn't come off no matter how hard I pressed. Gas station bathroom, mile marker nobody remembers, the kind of place where time goes to rot. The smell of bleach burned my nose. My hands were cracked, red, shaking, not from age, but from knowing this was how I would die. On my knees, cleaning other people's filth. The phone kept vibrating. I ignored it at first. Nobody calls men like me. Not at 55. Not when your wife laughs as she leaves, arm wrapped around your younger, richer cousin, and tells you exactly where you belong. "You'll die cleaning toilets," she said. She didn't even whisper it. I finally answered because the vibration wouldn't stop. A man's voice, calm, polite, too clean for my world. "Is this Daniel?" I stood up slowly, my knees screaming. The mirror above the sink showed me a stranger, sunken eyes, gray stubble, a man erased inch by inch. "Yes," I said. "My name is Robert Hale. I'm an attorney based in Houston, Texas." Houston. The word landed wrong, like a memory that didn't belong to me. "Your uncle passed away last week," he continued. "You were named in his will." I almost laughed. I almost hung up. I hadn't spoken to my uncle in decades. Not after the family chose sides, not after money entered the room and I was quietly pushed out of it. "I think you have the wrong person," I said. There was a pause, papers shifting. "No," he replied, "I don't." That night I didn't sleep. I kept seeing my wife smile the day she packed her bags, how she avoided my eyes, how my cousin stood behind her, pretending to be sad while already counting what he thought would be his. They had been careful, too careful. Private dinners, late calls explained away as business. I told myself I was paranoid, that I was tired, that men like me imagine betrayals because we're afraid of being alone. I was wrong. I took the bus to Houston 3 days later, wearing the same jacket I'd worn for years. In the lawyer's office, everything smelled like money and silence. He slid a thick folder across the desk, then an envelope, old, yellowed, handwritten. "This letter was meant for you," he said. "Only you." I didn't open it yet. He told me about the refinery, the assets. The number, 340 million, floated past me like static. It didn't feel real. None of it did. What felt real was my wife's voice in my head. "You'll die cleaning toilets." When I finally opened the envelope, my fingers trembled. One page. Ink faded with time. The first line made my hands shake, because it wasn't about money. It was about a lie my family had buried long before my wife ever betrayed me. I sat there breathing slowly, already understanding one thing with terrifying clarity. I hadn't just lost a marriage. I had been sacrificed. The letter smelled like dust and regret. My uncle's handwriting was sharp, deliberate. The kind of writing men use when they've spent a lifetime controlling outcomes. "Daniel, if you're reading this, it means I'm dead, and the rest of them still believe the lie worked." My throat tightened. The room felt smaller. "You were never meant to be poor. That was my decision." I read that line twice. Then again. "Your father trusted me. He handed me everything. Shares, rights, names on paper. Because he believed family meant protection. When he died, I chose survival instead. I let them erase you. I let your cousin step into the life that should have been yours." I felt something crack inside my chest. Not pain. Precision. Every memory rearranged itself. Every family gathering where I was ignored. Every business deal I was never invited into. Every look that said you don't belong here. My uncle had watched it all and said nothing. "I thought I was doing you a favor," the letter continued. "A quiet life, away from predators. But predators found you anyway. They always do." My wife's laugh echoed in my skull. "She married you because you were safe," he wrote. "She stayed because she was waiting. When your cousin learned the truth about you, about what you were denied, he took her from you to make sure you never found out." My hands stopped shaking. Everything went cold. The lawyer was speaking, but I wasn't listening. I signed where they told me to sign, shook hands, smiled when appropriate. I'd learned how to perform emptiness years ago. I flew back home the next morning. Didn't tell anyone. I watched. My wife, no, my ex, living loudly, spending recklessly. My cousin moving with confidence that wasn't his, wearing suits bought with stolen time. I waited. 3 weeks later, I invited them both to dinner. Neutral place, quiet, expensive. They looked confused when they saw me. Worse, amused. "You clean bathrooms now, right?" she said, not even trying to hide it. I smiled. I slid a folder across the table. Bank statements, ownership transfers, legal filings. His face drained first. She followed. "What is this?" she whispered. I finally spoke. "It's mine," I said. "Always was." I didn't raise my voice, didn't insult them, didn't explain further. I didn't need to. The silence did the work. My cousin started shaking, saying my name, saying brother like it meant something. My ex cried, asked why I didn't tell her. I stood up. "Because you laughed," I said, "and I listened." I walked out without looking back. I sold the house I once dreamed of. Bought nothing extravagant, no revenge purchases, no announcements. Power doesn't need witnesses. Sometimes the cruelest thing you can do to people who used you is let them live knowing they were never in control. And as for me, I stopped cleaning toilets. I stopped cleaning messes that weren't mine. Some losses don't break you. They sharpen you.